Today's video is going to be talking about the Ryujin 240 AIO by Asus. Now, starting off straight away, the software is a bit buggy. Yeah, it's pretty buggy. Does it work with obviously calling in like 900K? Yes, it does, because it's an AIO caller. If it didn't, it wouldn't really work. But how well does it work? That's the whole point we're going to be discussing. I've been doing overclocking on a 9900K. I've also done it at the stock levels as well, so I can give you an idea of the temperatures that you will see from a 9900K. As you know, it already runs pretty hot. So, but I've also got a secondary camera right here, so you can obviously see whether like the screen or the OLED screen is going to be decent enough. Technically, it is not very decent. It's pretty bland. I tried other GIFs and everything, which are the proper measurements. I think it was, let me see, the measurements, yeah, 160 by 128 pixels and no more than 1 megabyte. I've tried that, it didn't work. To be honest with you, it only works really well with obviously what's available from the software and the app. So I've downloaded all the apps and the firmware. Also, the fan's not very good. That's built into this actual AIO. It doesn't really do much justice to the MOSFETs and the chokes and everything and the phases to keep it cool. It's okay, but it's loud. If you think about it, it's pretty loud. The good thing about this AIO cooler is that they used they use notchless fans, and the notchless fans are pretty decent, but they do run really loud when it's right up there. And because it's a 240 AIO, it's not really made for this 9900K. But say that you wanted to buy this because of the display and stuff. Yes, it is okay, but it's like there's so many things that are wrong with it. It's like the complete app is just all over the place. It's like if I go into lighting control, the lighting control works okay. So I go to static, go to apply. As you can see, static got my red light on there, and I can change the different colours and apply it, and then it works, no problem. Breathing, no problem whatsoever. Breathes in and out. And if I go to strobing, that works as well. It's kind of, I don't know what kind of strobing that is. It's a bit weird. It's not like, it's just, I don't know what kind of strobing that is. Okay, so go to color cycle. So it just goes through the colors. It looks alright. That does really well. Rainbow just goes all the way diagonally down. And then you've got speeds and you've got different directions which we can do it. So you can go up or you can go that way down, and you can slow it down so it's proper slow or medium. Like it goes in increments of quarters, so that's how you can do it. And then you've got flash and dash, which is like my favourite on here, and changes colours and stuff like that. Then you've got off, where you can completely turn it off. Now that software works pretty well, so I'm not really too bothered about that, so I keep it on the rainbow effect. Then when we go to custom banner, I can just put in a custom banner at the moment and apply it, and as you can see it's there, and I can write out like Roger in there or something. You can write out quite a bit on there, and then just apply it, and look how quick it comes up. It's there already. That's pretty cool. And I can click onto this one and apply it, no problem. It will change in a few seconds. Done, with my name on the background. Change this one and apply it. They could change the fonts and make it a bit bigger and stuff like that. It's pretty annoying. Anyway, so if I go to that, you can also turn off the OLED screen. So that's off at the moment. Then I can just click it on and turn it on. Then it comes whooshing in. You can rotate it so it's upside down, depending on if you flipped your build and that. Well, it's not enough sections there. It should be like, it should be able to do it 4 times, like from left to right and then up and down, and then that would make it a bit more accessible for other people flipping their motherboards. Then we go to image and animation, and this is what's really got me. So all of these work, so you can put your own JPEGs in and your own pictures, and then all your GIF animations, they all definitely work. There's not a lot of choice there, but it's there. It comes in, takes a few seconds, as you can understand. Now if I go to custom animation, which I got off the internet, I know this one does work because I did have it working before, and you go to open, yeah, it should definitely work. So and now it's saying apply error, please retry. So this is saying that this is not working now. Now if I go to Ryujin in here and then click on that and then go to open and then go to apply, it still comes up, but it wasn't saying that before. And then if I click AIO caller, it clicks off of there, and if I click default, then it goes all back to where it should be. Now if I go back to applying that gift, still says the same thing. Now if I go to Asus website for the Ryujin, because we've got a lot to talk about on this bit, really, it's really annoying. So I'm on Ryujin 240, they got one for 360, and I thought it was completely a bit weird why it wasn't working. Now if we go to this version here, 3.00.26, which 148 megabytes, it says the AI Suite 3 first release. So ROG AIO radiator fan control via fan expert is supported by Asus motherboards only. So I was like, okay, so I tried to download it and work it on here, even though I know it's MSI motherboard, didn't work. So I went into the options, tried to sort that out, and it didn't work either. And then we've got live dash support, Ryujin Series AIO caller improvement JPEG in upload compatibility. So I've downloaded this, and it still kind of worked, and then it didn't work. It just went back to the same way. So if I go into this firmware update and I download it quickly, and then you'll be able to hear the actual fans now going off. So just have a listen to this. So this is the current version 0105. Please click next to do the firmware update. And what's funny about this as well, when you actually do the firmware update, the actual GIF works, and then after, when you go to change it to another GIF, it just doesn't work. And the whole point why I bought this was for the GIF, and obviously to do all the updates of the temperatures and that. Now this is where we get to the other bit. There's another bit of the app where we've closed out any other third-party companies like Gigabyte, ASRock, MSI, and whoever else, and now it just strictly works on Asus motherboards only. So that means that when you want to get the CPU temperature and the voltages and everything coming up on here, it doesn't work. I did get it to work on the motherboard on one of the firmware updates, and the firmware update just basically worked for a little bit, worked with the gift, and then crashed and didn't work anymore. So have a little listen to what the fan sounds like, because this is what happens when you're doing a firmware update. This is build 1012. Now it's also saying there's a problem with the Ryujin, so scan and fix it, because it only comes with like a 3.5 megabyte bit of storage, which is really slow in there. So it's saying that. So let me just take off, let's take off that one, we'll delete that, and we'll delete these two as well. Right, repair the drive. There was a problem repairing the drive. This is just great, isn't it? So let's see if we can cancel that. Let's see. Now we're rebooting the computer. So now we're back onto the desktop. And if I get the live dash again and then go to yes, you can still see everything's working. The fan's not that loud at the moment. But if I go to AIO caller, as you can see, it cuts off. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go back to the website, and we're going to download exactly the same one but an earlier version, and then you can see that I do have the options there. Let me have a look quickly. And downloads Ryujin live dash. So basically I'm just going to set up another version so I can show you the app what it looks like. So let's go back, set it up again. And I've done this multiple times by taking it and deleting it and sorting it all out. So I'm just going to not do that for 1 second so you can see what I'm talking about. As you can see, I've got the CPU temperatures now. So I can go into lighting control, I can go into custom banner, I'll go to image and animation, and then I can also go into where you set the CPU temps and stuff, and it's not just clicking away. This is what I mean. Asus have literally cut out any other third parties. So at the moment it all works. So if I go to CPU frequency and apply, it should work. There you go, CPU frequency, no problem. But you need to be able to choose between 1 and 5 of the categories, which is really annoying. So if I go to CPU temperature, CPU voltage, DRAM and water in, and then go to apply, see, it's just stuck on CPU frequency. It's not moving anywhere. It's literally crashed. And the reason I know this because I've already tested this already. So if I come out of the app and just click X and then go back into it, it will not be highlighted anymore. As you can see, just CPU frequency. So, and also with the banner, this is how I got to use the banner last time and it worked. I don't think it's going to work now. So if I put this in Ryujin, where is it? This computer, and then get the one that did work and chuck that in there. Right, so that should work on here. So I upload it and apply it, and you don't see any error messages like last time. And you just wait for a little while. This normally does something to tell you that it's uploading. And then once it starts moving back to normal, that's when it should work. And normally I've had to turn off the computer to make sure it works and everything like that. It just doesn't work properly. Now it's started moving. This should be already up there. But as you can see, it's not moved at all. And the CPU frequency, what I've changed to, has not worked either. Lighting control still works exactly the same. Strobing is still exactly the same. Just flashes on and off. So if I restart the computer now, as you can see, CPU, the gift is not working at all, and everything is locked down to Asus. Obviously, you can see that live dash, and it's still on CPU frequency. If I go to CPU temperature and apply, as you can see, it doesn't move. It just stays the exact same spot. And if I cancel it and go back into it, it's no longer ticked. No more. But if I go to custom banner, as you can see how quick this was last time, apply, and then it should change it. There you go. That's how quick it should be changing these things. If I go to, I've literally only got this to ever work once. So if I go to click into even this one, this is a small GIF file, then it's the right size. If I go to open and then apply, you notice that message doesn't come up anymore, but the message did before. So this is saying that it's uploading. Actually, this is saying it's not even working. Definitely don't recommend this if you want to buy it, because number one, the fan, it's hardly even any air blowing. I just don't get how this would keep your VRMs cooler, and it's really loud for a little fan. And it turns up the notcher fans quite a lot, but that's the only thing that is actually cooling it. Now let's get to the point. 9900K, yes, I have been overclocking it. I overclocked it to 5.4 gigahertz. The computer shut down and crashed. 5.3, it definitely worked, but I was hitting degrees as I was stress testing it straight into the hundreds. 98 was the lowest. 5.2, it was hitting between 82 and 95. And 5 gigahertz, it was fine, but depending on the different applications, this was only for like 15-20 minutes, so we're not running it like from an hour like warm and then obviously overclocking it and then keeping it all hot for another hour, then stress testing it. But the benchmarks, it was good, but it shows that this CPU can hit, well, the CPU I've got here, which is a retail version, is definitely capable of hitting a lot more higher if it had better cooling. But it does work if you just want it as it is and you've got Asus everything. I could understand that, but I think the software is completely buggy, and every time with Asus and MSI, to be honest with you, their software is always buggy. It takes a while to get it sorted, and after a while they'll probably just forget about it, which I would. So I wouldn't really purchase it because it's still the same sort of pump, other than it's got a fan in there, but you're paying more the premium for the black notcher fans, and they are decent, they are pretty cool, and they are pretty quiet, and they do the cooling, but it doesn't give it enough cooling as what a 360 would do. But I need to get a 360 version, which I doubt I will, because I don't think I'm going to bother. I think I will get my money back on this, because I don't recommend buying it. I only recommend buying it if you're not going to be overclocking and you just want something aesthetically in there to please your actual build. But other than that, I wouldn't recommend it. Definitely, and not for overclocking, which people, if you're going to buy the 9900K, as it's got a K skew at the end, it means that you should be overclocking it, not really just having it in there just to pay that extra premium. And that over £600, definitely not worth using this AIO. This AIO is far too expensive. So yeah, I don't recommend this at all. So I hope this video is in depth enough for you. I will be bringing in temps and showing you like the gameplay of the Asus Strix, because that is a beast of a graphics card, but I think this is going to need custom cooling. It was obvious in the first place that 9900K does need custom water cooling, but AIO, and this is the smallest one I could find, I wouldn't dare use a 120, but a 240, it was okay for not overclocking, it will be okay, but it's very expensive if you're not going to buy an overclocking, if you're not going to overclock it, because it's 9900K, it just doesn't make sense. Anyway, my RAM looks faulty as well. So that's going to be another video, because there's something wrong with the G-Skill. I found out a fix for this anyway, but it's not really much of a fix, to be honest with you. It's it's not really good. It's not good at all. Let's see. There we go. Let's check it back. Every time I restart this computer, this happens. It's not synced, it's just not working properly. It's completely not working. Even if I turn it off, 3 modules off, 1 on. So this needs to be taken back. This is way too expensive. But anyway, the video is more about the Republic of Gamers, ROG, Asus, AIO 240 cooler, and I just wanted to talk to you about, obviously, it's not really worth it. I would definitely not recommend buying it. Anyway, if you thought this video was helpful, subscribe, share and like, so other people don't make the same mistake of buying a very pricey AIO, because I think this AIO is, let's see, it is pretty expensive. Ryujin, didn't spell it right there. Yeah, £189.99 on scan, and it doesn't come out, it's like due to the 30th of November, but I've seen some people in different countries outside of the world getting them, only if like 1 or the 360. But yeah, I can't recommend this. I really can't. But anyway, subscribe, share, like, and I'll see you next one for all the temps of the 9900K and testing. Roger and out.